Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much, and remember.
The campaign. Do you see yourself as a youth? Fundamentally, are you a youth?
Let me tell you, I am a young man. And youth is defined by whatever you might use as yardstick. Today you will have 50-year-old men that are still feeding from their mother, that are still, more or less behaving like toddlers. And today you can even see an 18-year-old teenager who will behave and act more or less like an adult. Today, I consider myself a young man, a bridge between the very young and the very old and the middle age. As a governor who assumed office at the age of 40, which was the age of youth, and now today 47, who have performed and have touched the lives of the citizens of Kogi State, who have bring on board youth revolution in Kogi State and women revolution in Kogi State. He knows surely that I have that touch with the Nigerian youth across the country, and that I'm going to bring that experience on board. So yeah. As a young man, I am a bridge between the two strata.
So one would probably wonder that the nomenclature of the role that you are being given maybe would have been the National Young People Coordinator, not Youth Coordinator. Considering the Nigerian National Youth Policy, which upgraded or reviewed the age classification of a youth in Nigeria. Before 2019, the age classification of a youth was between the age of 18 and 35. But now it is between the age of 15 and 29. You are almost double that age right now of 29, which is the classification based on the Nigerian National Youth Policy. So the question is that you are no longer a youth. As far as that classification, you are 47 years of age from your last birthday. And the question is whether or not you have a direct connection with the youth of today. Some of them who will be 18 years at the next Nigerian general election. So you are out of that bracket based on the National Youth Policy. Do you think that you are perfect fit for that role?
Like I said, I am a young man in my late 40s. And if you look at those that are around me today and those that are governing today, in Kogi State, from state to local government, they are basically youth. I am the bridge between the young and the old. I am the one that understands the language, metamorphosing, graduating, growing, from that young age to my middle age now. I am most connected with the younger generation. Come and look at the last our outings, prior to the presidential convention. Nobody in this country today that understands the language of younger generation and youth, because everything we do today in Kogi State are centered on younger generation and youth. So with that connectivity, I think our leader deemed it necessary, and I think I have that connectivity. So
now I'm also curious to know how you hope to connect with them. Where would you find this youth that you are being saddled with responsibility of coordinating? The youth that are possibly going to be voting in 2023 February, and you probably will be cajoling them or talking to them, wooing them to vote for your candidate. Where would you be finding them? The youth of today, where are they found majorly? Where is their attention?
Youth of today, Nigeria youth today are everywhere. They are here in Nigeria. They are here in Nigeria, and we have had that connection already. It is a base that more or less pour me into contest. So, and it continues to increase. It continues to swell. Remember, just a few months back, I coordinated, I mobilized, I sensitized, I educated Nigerian youth and younger generation, and even older ones, who have youthful hearts as well, to join our party. Already we have that number in our party. And I can assure you, Michelle, that in the next general election, we are going to sweep the next vote. And they will believe me because of my performance in Kogi State, because they believe that when I speak the truth, I will never deceive them. What? And because I have seen our candidate, his pedigree, his integrity, his ability to choose and go for the best, and I am ready to stake my integrity for that. They believe me, and we are going to make a difference.
I mean, some of these young people that you will be coordinating, I'm trying to get your attention, some of them are very angry. Some of them have not been in school since February. Some of them are upset about the state of things. In fact, some of them want to get out at the very, little opportunity they have outside of the country. You are a member of the APC. Your party is at the helm of affairs. I wonder what you will be telling them, considering the NSAS phenomenon and the manner in which it was handled. What will you be telling some of these young people who a majority of them are the NSAS advocates?
I will tell them the truth and nothing but the truth that I am known for. First of all, the strikes, the agitation, and the various menace that is going on today in our educational sector and some other sectors are completely uncalled for. I am going to tell them, and we shall tell them, we shall sensitize them to be able to differentiate between political problem using this particular menace, those who are actually holding them back at home, and why they are being held back at home. We're going to tell them, and how we shall take our destinies in our hands, just like our leader, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our candidate, His Excellency, have identified me, knowing how much I have performed in Kogi State, whereby I inherited or I assumed office when all the tertiary institutions were locked down, were on strike in Kogi State, including secondary and tertiary teachers were all on strike when I assumed office. But upon assumption of office up to the 6 years counted now, no one single strike in Kogi State. I had the political will and I applied it. So we're going to tell them those, not APC, not President Muhammad Buhari, not Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our candidates, but those who have been who held them down. And they'll be held accountable. The most important thing is, very good thing by Mr. President is that Mr. President will give you your own responsibility to carry out. If you fail, you'll be held accountable. So we are going to hold these people accountable. But for any other political party to now use it as a tool, using ASU, using any other institution as a tool for political campaign, we are going to tell them the truth. And our Nigerian youth they will open their eyes and they will see in between the lines, and then we should take
Governor Bello, for those who are of the opinion that the NSAS advocates or the young people who took to the streets of Nigeria protesting in the NSAS, they still have somewhere in their belly the anger that they poured out in the NSAS, and perhaps for those who are of the opinion that majority of them are the anti-APC. Majority of them have shown interest in other movements that is not pro your party. How do you convince them, those who are perhaps looking angry against your political party, the APC?
Let me tell you, first point where the NSAS are supposed to vent their anger was to have participated politically in the selection of who becomes our candidate in the various political parties. That is number one. Street protests and agitation is completely different from voting, election, and electoral process. And you recall that I am the only or the very first governor who identified with the NSAS protest. And I made myself known. I think 3 times I had to address the NSAS protesters at that time. And they listened to me, especially those who attempted to rear their head in Kogi State. I was able to point it out to them, the difference. And even after the NSAS, after the protest, I had the opportunity of meeting with the leadership, some of the leadership of the NSAS, and I told them exactly where they got it wrong. So I am equally going to tell them, I'll sensitize them, I will educate them where they are headed or how they get it wrong if they did not follow the right way. And the right way is to vote Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who will come and display his prowess in solving the problems that we are being confronted with.
All right, Governor Bello, let's take a breather. And when we return, our conversation continues with you and on the Nigerian youth and the agenda of the APC for them. Thank you, everyone, for spending us right here on the program. Governor Yaya Bello, who has been announced as the National Youth Coordinator of the Bola Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Organization of the APC, has been speaking with us. He's the Executive Governor of Kogi State. He's live with us virtually from Lokoja, the Kogi State capital. Your Excellency, just for some more questions before we allow you to enjoy the rest of your evening. I was speaking about the youth population. It's now clear from what the ANAP NOI poll revealed that if election were conducted on the day that they released a report that the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, would emerge as the next president of Nigeria. And you will see that if you look at the conversation online, majority of those who have taken up the obedient movement under the Peter Obi presidential mandate are majority of young people. Do you see this? Does this come as a threat to you? And how do you think that you can work, considering the fact that some of these young people seem to have caught some bug about the obedient movement?
When, during the contest, before the presidential primaries of all political parties, the only person that commands and command the respect and control of Nigerian youth is Governor Yaya Bello. Peter Obi, I respect him. A gentleman, one-time governor, a businessman who everybody knows have engaged in several, businesses, including importation of majority of the products we consume today in the country. He's doing well in his own right. But let me tell you, first, online agitation or whatever is different from grassroots movement and mobilization. Prior to my re-election in 2019, 2 prominent citizens conducted opinion poll about my winning the election in Kogi State. And they marked me down. I simply laugh because they are not on ground. They fly in the sky. They don't move by the road. They don't know, they don't have connection at all with the people. I knew exactly what I had put on ground and the connectivity I had on ground. And I won the election like never before in the history of Kogi State. In this coming election, you will see strategy. You will know that Governor Yaya Bello of the All Progressive Congress, the executive governor of Kogi State, have the command of and respect of the Nigerian youth. And of course, they are looking forward to me coordinating them and directing them aright. Like I said, the step that our candidate, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, have taken in appointing me to lead the way, coordinate the youth, is an indication that his government come 29th of May 2023, when he would have been sworn in as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is an indication that he is going to be pro-youth, pro-younger generation, pro-Nigerian. He is going to be out for merit. He's going to be out for, quality. Who can solve the problem, devoid of any sentiment? Everybody would have assumed that, look, as an aspirant, as a co-aspirant to him before the presidential election, that he wouldn't have even looked my way. Some people does that. You know of these other political parties, who are fighting themselves even long after the presidential, primaries. But look at the way, our leader, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is going about his campaign now, making sure that everybody come on board. So for him to have identified me and brought me on board, meaning he is that kind of leader who will have the listening ear of the Nigerian youth. And let me tell you something. By the special grace of God, Nigerian youths will run the affairs and government of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he is sworn in. He will provide the lead, he will provide the expertise, he will provide the experience for all the Nigerian youths for us to be able to take our footing. Today, we are doing that in Kogi State here. All Nigerian youths, our women, our citizens in Kogi State are saying it exactly. And that is why he is choosing the right example to show to Nigerians, to show Nigerian youths, so that they will understand exactly where he's coming from and where he's headed.
On a final note, Mr. Governor, do you regret this statement, which has caused a lot of stir in your state, and the opposition seems to be very unhappy with it, and it has been described as a brazen threat from you against them, and that some of them have described it as a terror statement? And in that statement, you were quoted to have said, which was interpreted into English language, to have said, quote, "I will personally light a fierce fire in my hand. Whoever wants it, we shall use it to burn them. Whoever survives it will thank God. Whoever is against us, we will make him or her join my mother and lie with her." I mean, your mother in brackets, in grave, end of quote. These are some of the words attributed to you. But it has been interpreted as a threat and a message of terror on the opposition in your state. Do you regret that statement or the intent of it?
Let me just take a little time. When I assumed office as the executive governor of Kogi State, on 27th of January 2016, Kogi State used to be the terror capital for kidnappers. It used to be the headquarters for kidnappers, armed robbers, bandits, ISWAP, Boko Haram, and what have you. I'm sure you know that there are sections of Kogi State where bombs have been made in the past. And then people crossing the north to the south and south to the north will hold their breath in Kogi State as at the time they came on board. I'm sure if you go back to history, you'll know that Central and some other parts of this country used to witness serious violence during electioneering. Now, Sheon, I mean my words that whoever wants to bring back the dark days of terror, of reign of terror, of bandits, kidnappers, ISWAP, and what have you, in the disguise or in the guise of politics, will meet stiff opposition here in Kogi State. I will be too happy to be a terror to kidnappers. I will continue to be a terror to ISWAP. I will continue to be a terror to bandits. I will continue to be a terror to Boko Haram and all forms of crimes and criminalities in the state. And I will continue to act according with the rule of law that everybody have known, where I was able to bring Kogi State to an enviable height in terms of security, in terms of unity, in terms of development, in terms of everything that has to do with deliverance of good governance and dividend of democracy to our people. Those today that are crying foul, if they are ready to play by the rules of the game, let them come. They are my citizens. I am constitutionally empowered to protect them. to protect lives and livelihood, just like I've been doing. I will not spare anything to fight anybody who will come and destroy our properties. In 2019, there are a lot of our properties, our assets, using our scarce resources to fix in this state. They came, they destroy our floodlights, they destroy our street lights, they deface our streets, they break down, a lot of things. I am not going to allow that. We are building a new Kogi state, a prosperous Kogi state, a very formidable, secured Kogi state, an economically viable Kogi state, a state that is
not referring to opposition
10
parties.
other states, whereby we are bringing everybody together. I am not going to allow that. I will remain the chief executive officer, the chief security officer till the last second.
All right.
I am leaving the office. And I'm not going to allow anybody to jeopardize it.
So what you're telling them is that you are not making direct reference to opposition party and political conversations. You are only talking about insecurity. Is that what you meant?
When I caution criminals don't know themselves. And they know that I am ready and I'm up and waiting for them. And I'll deal decisively with them. Criminals know themselves.
Thank you so much, Governor Yaya Bello, for making those clarifications. The governor of Kogi State, Governor Yaya Bello, who's been appointed as the national coordinator for the youth in the APC Presidential Campaign Council. Thank you so much indeed for talking to us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nigerians. Thank you, Nigerian youth, for giving me the opportunity to serve you in this capacity once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We'll kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you and remember blessed. Bye-bye. See you again.